In this video, we'll start to learn how we combine formulas together. So where we can use the smallest formula together with the VLOOKUP. So what we will do is first the small function. So what does the small function does? It gets the lowest value in a list of array. And secondly, once we have the lowest value, we want to get the matching product name, and we will use VLOOKUP for that. Let's start and begin with this option here. Let's start with this. All right, so how we do this? First of all, we type in here equal, and we want in this F2 cell, we want to get the lowest value, which is espresso, or specifically 20 cents. The espresso will cost 20 cents, so we want the 20 cents in here. How do we do this? Very simple. We type in equal, we type in small, open parentheses, and once we get that, we get two arrays. We get one, which is the array, sorry, the two values. One is array, and the other is the k value. So what is the array? The array is a list of values where we'll find the number. In this case, this will be the list here. So let's select this list here, comma, and then we'll get the k value. So what is the k value? It is basically the smallest. If you want the smallest, number 1. You want second smallest, type in number 2. We have here the value set in a cell, so we have a link, so we can click on that one, and it becomes a formula, which is always better. Always work with complete formulas in Excel instead of hard-coded numbers. Enter, and there you are. You get now the espresso value of 20 cents. So let's put that in nicely. All right. So let's do that for our second value and our third value. Say here, or let's go up here, equal small, and then open parentheses, select the array, comma, and then we say number 2, which is the second one here. Let's click on that, enter. We do the same here, small, open parentheses, select this, comma, select this, and enter. All right. So once we have that, let's do exactly the same here, and later on I will show you why we'll do it, because you will see a difference with the VLOOKUP. So we do exactly the same here, small array, so this array, comma, and select. And if you say, well, can we drag them? Well, not really. You will see the formula will move, and basically to do that we need to freeze them. But for now, I'll just do it fast. We just double click them and you move this here up, because this needs to be freezed basically. So if you want to know how we do that, well, very simple. To freeze this, we say, we put in here, we go to the letter B and the letter 9, or number 9. So first of all, this cell B9, we type in shift $, and then here again shift $, to freeze the column number or the column letter and the row number, and then same here, freeze the column letter and row number, enter. So once we did that and then we drag, you will see now it will maintain same position. All right, so now let's focus on the VLOOKUP. So what we want to do now is we want to freeze this, we want to get the espresso value here. So we type in VLOOKUP, open parentheses, and then we will search for the 4 options here. You can see here, let's click on this, you see here the VLOOKUP. What is the VLOOKUP value? Well, basically it's the value, this one here up. You see it's hidden, so how can we solve that? Very easy. You can see the value, the reason why this happens is basically because the formula or the text of the formula is very long, so it blocks the next cell. So, but the cell behind here is F number 2. So we can type in here F number 2, comma, and then we can get the table array. So what's a table array? It is the table, or at least the columns where the value will be in. So we select this and this one because we need these two together, comma, and then next we need to call index number, which is the column index number. So in this case, we have 2 columns, column A and column B. So this is column 1, column 2. And what we want to extract is in the second column is the text espresso. So we say number 2. and then comma, we have the range lookup. In our case, we will look for an exact match, meaning we want the 20 cents for the espresso, which is in here and behind here, and you can see it will find this one matching here exact. So it must be exact, so we say false or 0. Alright, so once we did that, close this and press enter. Now we get espresso. So we do the same for our 35 cents, which is a frap. Let's type in the equal VLOOKUP, open parentheses, and then we select again the 2 columns. Sorry, not that fast. I'm going too fast. First, we have to select here the value, F number 3. So we say F3. Alright. And then what you do is we get the table array. And then we do comma. We get the column index number, which is number 2, and then 0. And enter. So to speed this up, we can do here exactly the same by freezing the numbers as we did here. So let me show you exactly how. We get the VLOOKUP, or we start from the espresso. And all we want to freeze is this column or the table array values. Yes. So we type in here the $sign before the letter A and before number 2. The $sign as well for the letter B or column B. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button. Let's do it one more time. So the $sign, and here again the $sign, and for number 6. Enter, and then I'll just drag this down here, and then we're supposed to do it here as well. So let me pull that up here. Alright, so now we have this matching, and what would happen if I change this to, let's say this is $1, and now fraps will become the first one or the cheapest option. And if I make this $2, you can see now cappuccino jumps up and coffee comes up and the banana cake. Alright, so let's do exactly the same, and I will show you now exactly why there's a difference. So we type in here VLOOKUP, open parentheses, we get the value. In this case, the formula is still very small, so we can still click on this, and then we get the comma, we get the table array. Alright, and then we have the column index number, and in this case, the column index number is not on the first column. Oh, sorry, it's on the first column and not on the second column. So we say number 1, then we say here 0, and then enter. And now we see something straight here. We get a value which is not available. How come? Well, let me explain to you why. So the VLOOKUP cannot function in this way or in this manner. And the reason why is this. The VLOOKUP, the value must be always first before the product item. So this needs to be always the first one, and then this second, third, or fourth, that does not matter. So let's say we have a product ID. We say here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's adjust the table array here to, instead of B, we make this a C, so it increases this, enter. No problem here, and if we adjust this here as well, we say number 3, no problem. So basically, it will get the value here, which is 40 cents, and then it gets here in the third column. This is no problem, but if it's the other way around, where we need to get the first column, but only in the second column it finds the value, it has a problem. So make sure you don't do this part, because this is the common reason why you will get an error in VLOOKUP, and many people might get confused by this. So if you like videos and tips and tricks about Excel, just subscribe to my channel and be updated with the latest videos.